Now, either way, if you're not hungry, feel free to come out and buy our dessert. But you can watch the show in person. That's what's neat about it. So anyway, I got Jeff Klauser here from Vintage Candle Company. And how you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
Good. I like what you've done with your hair.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, you're in the candle making business?
We are in the candle making business. Yes,
So,
that is correct.
Do you make like the wax stuff?
Well, we purchase a raw wax.
Okay.
It's a soy wax, so it's an all-natural wax. It's going to burn cleaner.
Okay.
It comes in a flake form, and we put it into a huge melter that
How big's the
melts it.
flake?
Oh, man. It's
is
like the flakes are like the size of maybe a quarter.
And they're like in a
And
bag
it comes
or a
in a
box, or-
50-pound box.
Really?
And you just dump the box in a melter that'll hold probably 150 pounds of wax.
Really?
So it
You
melts.
stir it?
No, you don't have to stir it. The soy wax melts at a pretty low temperature, so it's pretty simple to dump it in,
Okay.
and it melts pretty quickly. Now, once
Okay.
that big block solidifies, then it takes a little longer to remelt it, but initially it melts pretty quickly.
So you get the wax in little flakes.
Yep.
Then you put it in something that melts it.
We have
It really warms it, I guess. And then
yeah, it's about 180 degrees is what it melts at.
Really?
And then it's a commercial wax melter designed
Okay.
specifically for candle making and that kind of thing. And that melts the wax. Then we put the wax into pitchers where we can add whatever scent that particular batch of candles is going to be.
Okay.
So that comes in little bottles, and we measure that out. Everything's weighed and measured and added at the appropriate amounts. And once we add that, then it lowers to, I think, about 150 degrees, and then we can pour the wax in the candles.
how do you get it out of the big thing? Like with a ladle?
At the very bottom of the wax melter is a ball valve, basically.
Really?
So I just take a pitcher and hold it underneath it, and it
Fill it with
fills
liquid wax.
fills it with liquid wax. And we have a measurement on the side of that pitcher, so we know how much to put to make a certain
And then you
quantity.
pour it in whatever you're going to put it in.
That's right.
What inspired you to get in the candle business?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. I have been telling my wife for years that she needed to find something to do to relax.
Okay.
Some sort of hobby, something to do. You know, I can go home, crash on the couch, get on the computer, watch a television show, and I'm fine. My wife is a little harder to find something that will calm her down after a long
Okay.
day at work. So she came to me one day and she says, I found something that I want to do. This is after years and years of saying, please find
Really?
something to do. And she's like, I found this on a newspaper where there's a company in Ohio that was making candles in wine bottles. And
Okay.
we've never been big on the country-looking candles. You know, our
Okay.
style is not quite as country, so she liked the style of a wine bottle converted into a candle.
Okay.
And she's always liked candles, so the combination really worked well for us. So I said, great, I'll support you 100%. And then I started researching the potential for a product like this and saw a couple other companies doing it and how quickly they grew sales. And I said, okay, honey, you might need to find another hobby because I think we're going to make this into a business.
Really?
And so we've been doing really well with it so far. We just got started at the beginning of the year, but we're starting to sign retailers to sell our candles.
Okay.
As you saw us, we're hitting some of the festivals locally and doing really well at those and getting good feedback. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Wow. So this is something that both you and your wife are unified in doing.
Correct.
Wow, that's kind of good.
I handle most of the design of the labels and
Okay.
advertising stuff and computer stuff that I can do
Okay.
to help, and she's kind of the brains of what scents we're going to offer, and she's the mixologist that mixes everything and pours everything. So that's kind of where she's
Wow.
happy and content.
So you complement each other.
We do.
Wow. And do you cut these bottles?
We do. It's basically, this starts as a normal size wine bottle.
Okay.
We cut the top off of the bottle. I have a commercial masonry saw
Okay.
that has a 14-inch diamond blade. It's a
Okay.
wet saw. So it push it right through the
Really?
saw in a few seconds. It cuts the top off. There's no treatment necessary to the top of the cut
Okay.
area. The diamond blade gives it a nice finish. So
Okay.
it has a little bit of a rustic look. I doubt you can see it on the monitor there, but
Okay.
it gives it a nice rustic look, so you know it's a cut bottle, but it's not sharp that it could
Right.
cut you or
Gotcha.
anything. And we offer this in 4 different colors. So we have clear,
Okay.
amber, green, and we offer a blue.
Wow.
And then we offer that in 11 different scents. Plus, we have an unscented version.
So each bottle can come in 11. Each color bottle can come in 11 different scents.
That's correct.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. I forgot to tell you that in the beginning.
Fantastic.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. I forgot to tell you all that in the beginning. But anyway, we'll be right back in just a couple minutes, and we're going to tell you, because I want to see if he can cut the bottle the long way. So I'm not sure if that's possible. So we'll be right back, and then we'll have the answer for you. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, we're back live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville, and I wanted to let you know we are talking candles tonight. I'm learning a lot about it. So I want to know, can you cut? Well, I'll let you continue with your presentation, but so far we've seen how he cuts the bottle this way. What do you do with the top half of the bottle?
There's some things that we're planning on getting into with the top half.
Okay.
You can put two top halves together and put a candle in the top, kind of like a candelabra kind of thing. I've also seen some things where you take the top half and slide it over a pendant light as like a shade for a pendant light. So there's some things we can use that for. Right now we're collecting them. And
I would sell them as funnels.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Glass funnels. Just don't ever drop it.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, now cutting the bottle the other way.
Well, we just
Is that doable?
We just happen to have a sample here, and this is actually a product that we have a patent pending. Well, I hold it up here so you can see it pretty good. I can run the bottle through the saw.
Now that's more than half the bottle, right?
This is more than half. I did it that way so I can put a cork in it, kind of make it look more like a wine bottle.
Okay.
Didn't want to lose that wine bottle look, and it gives me a 36-ounce candle when I cut it to here. If I had it down halfway through, as it melts, it might want to run out the spout. So with the cork there, I can keep that contained. I actually have a patent pending on this. This has never been done on this design, this candle. Yeah, so we're working through that process, which is a fun process. But yeah, this is a neat design. It'd be great for a centerpiece on a table, great for a mantle over a fireplace. Has 3 wicks in it, and it's a really
1
neat,
cent, right?
It's 1 cent, and a lot of times these are unscented. Because if you're going to put it on a table, you don't want to have some overwhelming scent from a candle interfering with the food, you know, because a lot of what you taste is based on the smell of the food.
Yeah.
So a lot of the popularity of this is with an unscented version, but it can be any of the 11 scents that we offer as well.
You know, this would be neat, like if somebody was having a wedding or something, you could put, you know, congratulations, so-and-so, and then have it as a centerpiece at the wedding reception, and people could take it home with them.
My idea, one of the things we've been struggling with this candle is what do we want to call it?
Right.
And the natural thing that people started calling it in the beginning was the boat candle. Well, I don't like that.
I call it the half pint.
Well, I was thinking something like message in a bottle. And if you came up with some neat way to put a message on it or something like that, kind of tying up your idea there.
I could have a fine day on there and give these out.
Yep. So that's something
we're blower. You would get one of these free.
And these are available in 3 colors: the clear that I brought with me, blue, which would be like this one here, and then also the green. So the amber's not available in that, but the other 3 colors are. And again, it is available in all the different scents.
Wow, this is pretty ingenious.
It's pretty neat.
Your wife had a good idea here.
She did. She did. Absolutely.
Wow. I'll put it out here so everybody can see that thing. Kind of neat. 3 candle wicks. You're on Facebook.
We are on Facebook. If you go to facebook.com or just search for Vintage Candle Company, or facebook.com/Vintage Candle Company if you're good with that thing. But if you do a search, you'll track us down. Our website will be launching within the next couple of weeks, which is vintagecandlecompany.com. There will be an e-commerce section on the website, so you could go right online and buy any of the products that we offer. In addition to,
you ship them right out.
We'll ship them anywhere.
How do you ship them? You put them in a box, or?
Yeah, I've got my day job. I have a lot of product that we ship out, so I've got a lot of packaging materials and stuff that we can package them up so they don't get damaged and ship them usually via UPS.
Okay.
But
and so, how would somebody get a hold of you?
The easiest way to get a hold of us is really probably through the Facebook page.
And send you a direct message.
Just send us a direct message, and we can certainly follow up with you. We also have email, either Jeff or Michelle at vintagecandlecompany.com. So Jeff at vintagecandlecompany.com or Michelle at vintagecandlecompany.com.
And I'm going to guess the website's going to be
www.vintagecandlecompany.com.
Very good.
Phone number, if you wanted to give us a call, is 302-643-9343.
643-9343.
Yep. Okay. But one other thing I want to mention, we do, for those that don't like burning candles, we have the wax cubes.
What do you do with them?
These wax cubes, typically you have a melter that would plug into the wall.
Like a sensei pot?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And it plugs in the wall. You break off the cube. You stick it in the melter.
Now these come scented.
These come scented in all the 11 scents.
Will they all be white no matter what scent?
You know, when we decided to do this, we decided to have a standard white as the color so that there's no conflict with decor.
Okay.
You know, because frequently you have, you know, certain scents are always red and certain scents are always whatever, but that might not fit your room. You know, your paint scheme. So we figured
it keeps it neutral.
That keeps it neutral. And besides, you know, why waste, you know, a color on something you're going to be hiding inside of a melter? But the candles are the same way. If you want to have some color or some flavor, you've got the green, the amber, the clear, and the blue that'll give you some style based on your decor. But we didn't want to go to the extreme of having, you know, a crazy variety of colors.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, exactly.
Wow. What's your next show you're going to be at?
The next show we're going to be at is the Nanticoke River Fest in Seaford, coming up the middle of July.
Okay.
I believe that's the 12th and 13th of July.
You're going to be at Wings and Wheels? Wheels and Wings in Georgetown?
I believe we've sent them some information, or sent them the Wings and Wheels. I think we're going to be at that as well. There's a couple of shows a little further away we're doing. There's a big gift show up by Niagara Falls that we're going to be going to. And we lived in Ohio for 6 years, and there's a big show out there called the Sauerkraut Festival. So my wife gets to go visit with our oldest daughter, and she'll be doing a festival out there when she's out that way as well. So
I went to a Vidalia Onion Festival one time.
Yeah.
I think it was in Georgia. I can't remember where it was, but it was kind of neat too.
Right.
But those festivals are something. You going to be at Apple Scrapple?
Yep, we're going to be at Apple Scrapple. I'll be there while my wife is at the Sauerkraut. They're at the same time. Yep.
Wow. Well, I find this interesting. I think it's kind of neat. I want to encourage people to check it out. Like them on Facebook. Facebook's an amazing thing, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
It's bigger than Sussex County. So anyway, anything else you want to tell us? Are you looking for people to sell these? What if somebody's watching or listening and says, well, I've got a store? I mean, are you looking for people?
We're actively pursuing retailers right now. Our goal is to find retailers that we can work with to merchandise the product in their stores, that have people coming in looking for this kind of product.
So you can focus on making them, inventing them, and coming up with new ideas and stuff like that.
You know, not everybody wants to go online and purchase a product online. Right. A lot of people would rather walk into a store, see it, smell them, figure out what really they like, touch them, that kind of thing. So we definitely are eagerly going after, boutique shops and retailers that would, be a good fit for our product.
But like, say somebody had a business, can you put any kind of label, or are you absolutely just your label?
No, sir. We do custom labels.
So like, say somebody was involved with a bank and they wanted to get some of these to give to some of their bigger or better commercial customers. They could put their bank logo on here and then give them as a Christmas gift or birthday gift or something like that.
Absolutely. I've done custom labels for wedding anniversaries.
So do they have to buy 20 or 30 or?
One.
No, really?
No minimum. I've got a young lady that's very fond of Patron, and she's getting ready to get married, and we're going to make a batch of candles in Patron bottles for her. It's a tequila.
Oh, really?
Yep. So we can use...
I quit drinking tequila last week. So anyway. All right. Well, I like this. This is very interesting. So you're saying that not only if a business wants to buy them and resell them, that's a thought. If you're having an event or involved with an organization and you're looking, gosh, I guess an organization could actually buy some of these and date it or something and then sell it as a fundraiser or something like that for their organization.
We've actually had some conversations.
Like baskets. They put a year on them and stuff like that.
Yep, absolutely. There's no limit. There's no limit, really. It's from a custom label to a business logo to a fundraiser. There's really no limit to the opportunity.
Do you have any plans to go on Shark Tank?
I watch it every Friday night. I think about it.
Be on there, it will say,
it's a possibility.
Jeff Klauser. Who knows? Here tonight, and he's trying to secure $1 million for his new building.
There you go.
And go up against them guys. This is a great idea. I'm really proud of you. I think this is neat.
Well, thank you.
Your wife did a good job. Good job there. And
she did.
I guess the better thing is you listened to her.
I did. I told her to find something. She found something. I certainly wasn't going to rain on that parade, Got to support it.
Very good. Very good. Anything else you want to tell us?
I think that's it. Just check us out on Facebook, Vintage Candle Company. If you're interested in
shows,
look for us at the local festivals. We'll be there. And come by and check us out.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Everybody, hold tight. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We're going to have Anthony Joseph. He's going to have a very special guest. His very special guest, and he's going to be talking with some sports. And then after that, we got Brian from All Hallows Farm in Georgetown. You will not believe what he is getting ready to tell everybody. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a little bit. We'll be right back.
And hello everyone, I'm Anthony Joseph, and we're getting ready for the Spinning Wheels Racing Report. And now I'd like to bring in Brooks Ritter, and I think, Brooks, you're the biggest Jimmy Johnson fan on Delmarva, I believe.
Absolutely, for sure.
And you recently went to the Monster Mile just to see Jimmy Johnson.
Absolutely. And he got robbed in that race, but we probably shouldn't talk about that much because I might get a little upset.
But you got to see it.
Yes.
It had to be kind of unique to see your favorite driver.
Oh, definitely. Got to touch and feel his car, look inside. It was pretty cool.
Now, on Sunday at the Quicken Loans 400 at Michigan Speedway, if you had to sum up Jimmy Johnson.
I mean, he started pretty far back. Didn't really have a good car at first. Pit early as he could. Car got a lot better. Started coming up, led some laps. His pit stops weren't that great. And then he finally, the last pit stop, about 30-some laps to go, came out, started doing good, started coming up through the field. I think he came out like 12th and had to work, through those 11 spots. Got to second, and he was closing on Biffle, and then 2 laps to go somewhere in there, that front right tire blew and put him in the wall, so that was definitely heartbreaking.
It seems that Michigan is not one of his best tracks, has no wins. If you look at Martinsville, he has 8. So when he goes to Michigan, he's trying to seek that first victory, but he seems kind of uncomfortable because last August, he also had an issue. That time it was 6 laps to go, an engine failure, and his day was ruined, but Greg Biffle won. And on Sunday, Greg Biffle won for the first time since last August at Michigan Speedway.
Yeah, Johnson just struggles with Michigan. Anytime I see Michigan on the schedule, I'm like, maybe we can do it this year. Maybe we can do it this year. And it just seems to be his Achilles heel. He goes in there and just struggles. So, I try not to get too excited when I'm watching the race because I just know something's going to happen at some point in that race. It's just his race that he can't win.
Are you surprised because at the Monster Mile, a lot of drivers, they have trouble, but Jimmy Johnson, he excels. But at Michigan, you would think he would be able to pick up a lot of victories.
That's what you would think. I mean, I don't know what's so different about that track because he's good, at all the intermediate tracks. He's decent at Talladega and Daytona. So I'm like, I don't know what's so different. He's good at Pocono, and Pocono is the same distance, a little bit different setup, but I just don't know why he struggles at that track. It's just something in the aura there, in the air.
It seemed like Hendrick Motorsports had a bad day. With almost like 6 laps in the race, Jeff Gordon, he was spun out and wrecked because Bobby Labonte could not control his car, and it ruined Jeff Gordon as he was back in the pack. And it doesn't matter where you're at or what track it is, if you're back in the pack, most likely you're going to be in danger. Oh,
definitely. It was a tough day for Hendrick, and which equaled a tough day for my family because I'm a Jimmy Johnson fan. My younger brother is a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan. My dad's a Jeff Gordon fan. So it's like, started off with my dad's day, going down the tubes, and then Brandon's day going down the tubes, and then of course I hung in there right till the end, and then my day got changed. So
it seemed like Johnson had the car to beat. Then you had Dale Earnhardt Jr. before his engine blew. And after the race, he was just so disappointed because that was his last win, and they had high expectations.
He seems to count on that win every year. He just knows that, if I'm going to win a race, Michigan's where it's going to be. So for his engine to go, with 70 or 80 laps to go in the race, I know he was definitely disappointed.
But if first time since the last August, and now Greg Biffle and Roush Fenway, they have a little bit to smile about.
Yeah, definitely. I know he's got to be excited. Getting your first win in this season is definitely big. I know Ford was really excited because I think it was a landmark win for them. I believe a 1,000th win or something like that.
1,000th win, yeah.
So I thought that was pretty good.
And it was a big win for Biffle, 8th now in the standings as he's starting to climb up, and there is a reason to smile just a little bit for Jimmy Johnson fans. He's still leading in the points.
Absolutely. Still get that 31-point lead.
Because you have second Carl Edwards, third Clint Boyer, Kevin Harvick fourth, Matt Kenseth fifth, Kyle Busch in sixth, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in seventh.
Yeah, definitely look good. And you got some weird, or not weird, but different names up in the top 12 there. Paul Menard, he's really surprised me this year to be. I know he's in 11th, which kind of is one of those wild card spots, so it may not work out for him. But for him to be in the top 15, he's really having a good season, I believe, as well. So, and then a lot of your names in the top 10 are going to be your big names, your guys that are always winning or up front. So. But the points are really starting to spread out, which I was quite shocked with, because I think they changed the point system to kind of make it a little more competitive, and they're still starting to stretch them out. So,
and the second place at Michigan, Kevin Harvick, and then you had Martin Truex Jr. That was a big day for him. Kyle Busch, and rounding out in the top 5, Tony Stewart, another solid outing as he's in the 10th position in the points. And you want to be there so you can get those extra bonus points.
Oh, yeah. And if Tony's going to do anything, it's going to be now. He tends to have his best time of the season is when it gets hot. So if he's going to win some races, it's going to be now, and he'll sneak them in there one after one after one. So.
And with that bad performance, Jeff Gordon out of the top 12, and he might not make the chase.
He's going to struggle. Another person that struggled was Denny Hamlin. I think he ended up in the 30s somewhere, a lap down. So that didn't help his chances on trying to be a long shot to the chase.
They were saying on Sunday on TNT that Denny Hamlin, since he has come back from that broken vertebrae, that he is not gaining any points, and most likely he will not make the Sprint Cup Series chase.
Yeah, I believe he won't. And the problem is he's had some really good races, but he's had some really bad races, so they've just washed each other out. So he hasn't gained anything.
It seems like his cars are just really not consistent.
Yeah. And he's probably got a little bit of a hesitation to him too after coming back from an injury. I believe I know me personally. If I broke my back in a race, I know there's going to be some type of hesitation there.
And coming up on Sunday, they're going to be in Sonoma, California, for the road course. Are you a big fan of that?
I am. I'm glad there's only a couple of them a year because they're a little different to watch. It's a different type of racing, but it's different. It's fun. It's a change of pace, if you will. So it's definitely something to look forward to there in Watkins Glen a little later in the season.
It's on Sunday, the Save Mart 350, and Jeff Gordon, among active drivers, 5 wins, and he could really use a victory on Sunday.
Absolutely. I would look for Max Pappas, if he's racing, he usually does pretty good there, and same with
Boris Said's a good one too. He's another hired gun.
And Marcus Ambrose.
Yep.
They tend to do really well there, so I'd look for them to be up front.
And last year's winner at Sonoma, Jeff Gordon's friend, Clint Boyer.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I don't see him as a road racer, but he was up there. He stayed up there, so congratulations to him.
And we got to meet Clint Boyer a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He's a class act. I really liked him. Honestly, I felt like we got to do some interviews there at the Drive for Autism Celebrity Golf outing, and it really changed my opinion of some drivers. I think the media gives some of the drivers a real hard time or shows, the aggravation in the racing, which everybody gets aggravated. So you got to not put too much merit in that. I know I was never a big fan of Kurt Busch, but after meeting Kurt Busch at the golf outing and you interviewing him and listening to him, my opinion of him really changed. So I learned to myself I need to not judge the people, the drivers, based off what the media shows, because sometimes that's not the true vision of who they are.
Right. Yeah. I think as far as Kurt Busch, they don't show the real Kurt Busch, because I had met him before. Really just a nice guy. He really seems humble, and I think the media really should maybe do a better job of maybe protecting the athletes, because you're going to have a lot of aggravation, and sometimes because we are human, you're going to make a mistake. And I think the reporter that it was a loaded question to Kurt Busch, and he threw that tirade. We're not going to go into that, but it really really started the downslide for Busch, because he lost his ride with Penske. Yeah. But it seems like he's really turned around his life and turned around his career, and I wish the best for him.
Yeah, and he's been racing real well. He's had some bad luck. He's had some, he spun out on Sunday, and that kind of ruined his day there, and he's been running good, and just something happened. And every once in a while, you'll get that bad luck, and just seems to be hard to shake. But but I feel like he's racing really well for the team that he's on. They're not a big money team. It's not a Hendricks or a Penske or Roush Fenway, people with, that have multi-car teams that have a lot of money to invest. So for him to be doing as well as he is, competing with these bigger teams, I think that makes a huge statement. Even if he doesn't win any races, I think he'll be moving on probably to a bigger team sometime in the near future, because he seemed to have matured a lot, or at least he's not showing that aggravation that he used to show.
And it seems there's going to be a lot of opportunity. Chip Ganassi's going to have a spot maybe open, depending what he does with Juan Pablo. Or you look at Richard Childress, as Kevin Harvick is leaving for Tony Stewart, Haas Racing. So we'll have to see what Kurt Busch does next year. But I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for him, and I think he deserves it.
I agree.
Now, I want to talk a little bit before we're out of time, just a couple minutes. I don't know how much, well, I'll tell you what, we'll talk a little bit about the Eagles, and then I'll wrap up about the NBA draft. But what do you think as Chip Kelly? I didn't know he was a Kenny Chesney fan. As just about a week ago, I guess, he was with ex-Philadelphia Eagle Freddie Mitchell at a Kenny Chesney concert.
Really?
Which has a little surprise. So I guess Chip Kelly is well-rounded.
Hey, he seems like a pretty good guy. I didn't know he was a Kenny Chesney fan. He didn't strike me as a Kenny Chesney fan, but I guess everybody has different taste in music. Right. So, I feel like he's doing a good job so far. I'm excited for the season. I kind of wish it would get here, because it is definitely, they're making some big moves, and all the teammates, based on what I've read, seem to be following him and buying into his theories and his thoughts. So I'm real excited. A lot of people don't give the Eagles much credit for this year coming, thinking they might be an 8-8 team. Honestly, my gut feeling, I feel like they might be like a 12-4 team. If they don't win the division, definitely a wild card match, because there's a lot of the same players there, and they're all good players. They just have a different coach to give them different guidance. Not saying Andy Reid didn't do anything right or wrong. It was just sometimes it's time for a change. The Eagles made that change, and everybody seems to be buying into it. So I'm excited for the season.
And I think the biggest difference is he's trying to improve that offensive line. I mean, he showed that with the number 1 pick, Lane Johnson, and that was
a few weeks ago, he said something that I 100% agree with. The Eagles were 4-12 last year. They weren't a 4-12 team, but once everybody on that offensive line went down, I mean, you were dealing with third-string players, fourth-string players. You can't expect those third and fourth strings to do well against number 1 picks and first-string defenses. So I felt, honestly, for the way the season ended, I felt like they did all right with what they had. But I know the Eagles have always struggled with injuries. I think that's a product of tough practices. So,
and I think one of the failures for Andy Reid is last year's draft, when everybody thought he was going to go up and select Luke Kuechly, linebacker for Boston College, and he had a solid year for the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
So it really showed that he should have moved up, and you never know, they might have had a better season with him, because the defense looked horrible.
Yeah, absolutely terrible.
Well, we're all out of time, but before we wrap this up, the NBA draft is next week, and local product Otto Porter is supposed to be selected from the Washington Wizards, and we'll have more NBA coverage next week. As we're live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville, more to come.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller back with you at Jimmy's Grill. So if you just come on down, watch the. I have got Brian Turner from All Hallows Farms. Welcome to Catch It Live.
Thanks.
How are you doing?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
Now, All Hallows Farms, I'm under the impression is just right outside of Georgetown. Is it Route 9?
Yes, it's right off of Route 9.
Okay, and right next to the sports complex.
Yeah, we're actually connected. You've got to go into the Sports of the Beach complex to get to us.
Okay, so we've got to turn right in there, and then you're on the left, I think?
Yes.
Turn left?
Yep.
All right, so what is All Hallows Farm?
All Hallows Farm is a children's park. We built it. We were open for a few weeks in the fall, kind of had a fall festival feel, and then we decided that we'd try a full year this year.
Okay.
Basically, we have a petting zoo with our world famous camel.
Okay.
We've got a large playground, inflatables, a big 40 by 60 jumping pillow. We've got a zip line, a mini train, cow train.
I have a zip line question.
Yes.
What's the weight limit on the zip line?
I can go down the zip line, so anything under 300 pounds.
Really?
You're good.
Okay.
We've got a reptile house, a shooting gallery, carnival games, pig races.
Pig races daily?
Pig races every day. Yep.
Every day that you're open, the pigs are racing.
Three times a day. Yep.
How long does it take to train a pig to race?
When they're well trained, I'll let you know.
In other words, they're a work in progress.
Yeah, they are definitely a work in progress. I mean, they get better every week, but they're very stubborn.
Do you threaten them by holding up packs of bacon?
We haven't tried that. You know, maybe we'll look into that. We've trained them with cheese balls. So
okay. What's a cheese ball?
Just a little cheese ball like you'd buy at Walmart or something. Sure.
And you pull it in front of them, or
just toss it out in front of them, and they learn the track. And
okay.
I mean, it seems to work slowly but surely. But I mean,
is this a half-mile track?
No, nothing quite so big.
Okay.
Nothing quite
and
so
how
big.
many pigs at a time race?
4 at a time.
4 wide.
4 wide. Yep.
Can they bump into each other, or you got them blocked off?
No, they can bump into each other. You know, usually one will emerge from the pack and run ahead of the others. But it's fun to watch.
I had no idea there was pig races in Georgetown.
Yep, every weekend.
Every weekend.
In Georgetown.
So I interrupted you. So what else do you have beyond the pigs?
After the pig racing, I think that's about it. I mean, we've got the hay ride that goes around the complex picking people up. But other than that, you know, there's always lots to do. I'm sure I'm forgetting something.
Okay.
But
So I mean, this is a really nice event, not just geared to kids. It was just fun for anybody of all ages.
it really is, especially the jumping pillow. I mean, we have just as many adults jumping on it as kids.
Okay.
I think.
Is the jumping pillow where you climb up on something and jump on it?
No, it's basically an inflatable trampoline.
Okay.
They came in and they dug a pit, and it's in the ground so that you're basically bouncing level with the ground.
Okay.
That way, if you come off it, you don't get hurt because we've got rubber mulch around everything.
Okay.
So you can bounce to your heart's content.
And how does that work? You just pay one fee to get in?
Yep, you just pay. It's $10 for kids.
Okay.
$8 if you're wearing a baseball uniform.
Okay.
And $5 for adults. So that gets you in. And
But the adults can play and ride. And everything.
they can do anything they want. Yeah.
So can an adult pay $5 without any kids with them?
Sure.
Really?
If you want to come out, I mean, you just pay $5.
And I can jump on the
You
thing?
can jump
and
on the jumping pillow, feed the camel.
I can do the zip line?
You can do the zip line. I mean, you can do it all.
Let's talk about the zip line.
Okay. Let's talk
Okay,
about
the zip line. I did one in a cave one time.
It's probably not so exciting as the one you did in the
Well, the one I did was dark. Mega Caverns in Louisville. It was amazing. But you have to climb up on something.
Yeah, we did it kind of low because, you know, where we're geared more towards kids, we didn't want to scare them to death. It's probably 10 feet off the ground, so you do have to climb up on a platform and go down it. But, you know, I have a 7-year-old, so when we were raising it up, we kind of, okay, does this scare you? Does this scare you? And when we got to where he was like, okay, I'm not comfortable anymore. That was it. That was it.
Okay. Gosh, this is kind of like, to be honest with you, I've never been, and as I sit here and think about it, I'm like, why didn't I know about this place?
And that's the biggest thing. I mean, right now it is, we're in our first full year, so I understand people don't know about it, but we've had lots of schools come out for field trips and stuff like that, birthday parties. And it seems like the more adults come with the field trips or with the birthday parties, the more I hear. I had no idea this place even existed.
I had no idea. Could somebody have like a birthday party there?
Absolutely. We've got, we actually have really nice gazebos.
So you would bring your own food or not bring your own food? Or
we have different options available.
Okay.
But, you basically what you pay for, you get the gazebo and you get admission into the park.
For so many people?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And you guys can be there we're open 11 to 6. Any day that we're open right now, we're Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
So you could pay and be there for 2 hours or be there for 7 hours. It's really up to you. And we actually have started doing birthday parties and private events on days that we're closed. That way people kind of have a run of the park. It's their own private playground.
This is ingenious. Whose idea was this?
All the credit really has to go to Pete Townsend. He's the owner, and he kind of thought of a lot of stuff that went out there, and there's a little bit of a collaboration. We've come up with different ideas, like the reptile house and everything like that, expanded off of last year, because we were only open 9 weeks last year, so we've really expanded from, we talked to customers about, what would you like to see? And we've just kind of gone from there. So, we added a lot more from last year to this year, more inflatables, more, just more for people to do, because last year, that was the one thing we heard is we had fun for 2 hours. We want to have fun for 4 hours. So, we went and we got more inflatables and added, the cow train and the reptile house and a few other things. And now we have people that'll come in at 11, 11:30, and they'll leave at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So
is there food for sale there?
There is. We have a concession in the town, hamburgers, hot dogs, soda. Since it's starting to get hot, we're going to have to start adding some ice cream and stuff like that. So, but yeah, there's stuff to eat, so you can be there all day.
Isn't this something? Wow, I got to believe this is an enjoyable job.
Oh, it's the best job I've ever had.
Really?
It really is. Yeah. Between, just figuring out the best part is the creative part. I mean, you think, well, I bet this reptile house would be great for, I bet kids would really love it. And then just, the kids walk in and we've got a snake and lizards and stuff, and they're just, it's fun to watch. So, yeah, it's definitely the best job I've ever had.
Isn't that something? And we're going to take a commercial break in just a minute.
Okay.
But let's just give out some contact info. How would somebody get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of me is they've surgically put a cell phone in my side that I have to keep on me all the time. And the number for that is 302-604-2739.
Okay.
And that's the best way as far as getting a hold of me, as far as private events, the birthday parties, field trips, stuff like that. An email.
Are you a texter?
Oh, yeah.
So somebody could text that number if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll actually probably get back with you faster if it's a text.
Okay.
There's also an email address. It's info@allhallowsfarm.com.
Okay. And that's ALLHALLOWS farm.com. All right. Well, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back again with some more about All Hallows Farm in Georgetown. I am excited. I'm going to get my grandkids, and I'm going to take them down there.
Perfect.
And see if I can handle that zip line. Anyway, we'll be right back, so stay tuned, please. Hey everybody, Jim Weller back with Brian Turner from All Hallows Farm in Georgetown. I am just amazed at what all they got going on. But Brian, I wanted to ask you, was there some kind of a haunted event here in the past?
Yeah, for the last 2 years.
Okay.
The first year was more just a small haunted house. It was just a one linear walkthrough. Last year, me and my partner took over, and we expanded it to 5 haunted attractions. So it's now we can call it a scream park.
Okay.
And with the 5 haunted attractions, we actually won an award last year, and we were the scariest haunted attraction in Delaware and Pennsylvania. So
My goodness, that's quite a...
we beat out your bigger haunts in Philly and stuff like that. And
Right here in Sussex County.
right here in Sussex County, right here in the backyard. So moving forward, we're trying to bring more people to that, just like the farm.
When does that start?
We're going to be open every Thursday, Friday, Saturday in October.
Okay.
And we're going to do some special events and stuff with that. A little bit, we'll have better information the closer we get to that. But I mean, basically, most haunts that you go to around here, they're kind of smaller, and you're in and out in 20 minutes or so. But with ours, without lines, it takes about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. And with lines, I mean, you're looking at being there over 2 hours. So,
Golly day.
basically, we tried to create something that kept you as long as a movie would keep you.
Okay.
Because if you're going to go out for a night, you want to make a
What's
night
your
out
money's
of
worth?
it. Sure, absolutely.
Right.
So that's what we tried to do, and I think last year we succeeded because we got a lot of positive reviews. We won the award, and we've already started construction to make it bigger this year. So it's exciting.
I would say. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to tell us?
No. We're, like I said, just if some people like us on Facebook, that's the best way to find out everything that's happening. We're facebook.com/All Hallows Farm, and the haunt is facebook.com/Screams at the Beach.
And that's a likes page.
Yep,
They
that's
just
a
like
likes
it.
page, and then you can find out all the dates and all the special events that we have throughout the year.
The phone number again, if somebody want to call you?
Phone number is 302-604-2739.
All right. So if they want to learn more, have an event, have a party, just come out. So it's every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
It's every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 11 to 6.
Okay. And you can come hungry. You can come with a lot of energy.
Yes,
And,
definitely bring a lot of energy.
Isn't that something? Well, this is very good. All right. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Well, I'm going to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks, we're going to be back in just a couple minutes with Martin Donovan. Anthony Joseph is going to be interviewing him, another big Sussex County event. So there's a lot happening in Sussex County. I think that's why everybody wants to move here. So anyway, we'll be back in just a couple minutes with Catch It Live. Stay tuned.
One.
And welcome back live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville. I'm Anthony Joseph with Martin Donovan, the Senior League Softball World Series Director. Good to see you there, buddy.
Good seeing you again, Andy.
Now, this year you have a lot more responsibility.
Yes, I do.
Probably not a lot of time, extra free time on your hands.
No, it's that hasn't changed. It's we've held this tournament for the past 9 years. It's only been the Senior Softball World Series for Little League International. But this year, around Christmas, they gave us a Christmas present. They gave us the Big League World Series, so now we've doubled everything. We've got double the teams. You normally have like 12, 13 umpires. We got 27 this year, so it's going to be a whole new experience. It's August 4th at Roxana. It's the Lower Sussex Little League Park, and it's going to be fun.
Now, with the two World Series in Roxana, I have to say it's probably very demanding. Are you using a lot of volunteers this year?
The volunteer base is pretty much going to be the same, even though everything's doubled. Our biggest switch is going to be starting games at 3 o'clock. We've never started the games before 5:30 before, except on the day we had the party. So now to get all the games in, which is 54 games, up from 27 games. Now we've got to start playing at 3 o'clock, and we've added a field. So now we got 3 fields.
How many games will be going on at the same time?
3. So we have double hitters every night. So now we're going to have, I say double hitters, we'll have 3 games on each field every night. Except for Tuesdays, we have day games because that's the night we have the welcoming party for the girls.
And I think you have Sky Brady. I think he's been there before.
Sky's been there. This will be his 10th year. Yeah, Sky does a good job. The girls like him. And we have Louis Rodriguez from the Mexican store in Georgetown who brings a corn roaster. And the teams who do come back, that's the first thing you ask, is the corn roaster going to be at the party? So it's we've started some traditions.
And that's why I guess teams like to come back because of those traditions.
Yeah, and sometimes they come back too often and they become not user-friendly. So because they think they know everything. But,
okay.
But most of the time they're good. I don't think we've ever really had a bad team.
When do some of these overseas teams finish their tournaments?
Well, actually, some of them probably will be finishing by the end of June, and we'll know those way early. Everything else, we won't find out until the week before or 2 days before. So it's, and sometimes it's the day before. So it keeps us hopping there to the end. I mean, people don't think about it, but we got to get the rosters. We got to get that online. We've got to get it in our game computers. We've got to get the uniforms ready, so we try to get their sizes. The day they come in, they're all dressed in their uniforms, pictures taken, medical checks. Every person that comes in has their temperature taken, and there's a group, Terry Wyatt, who's a nurse, and she's been teaching nursing at BB Hospital, has done a very good job getting volunteer nurses to come in to check these girls as they come in. We also check their rosters and their affidavits to make sure everybody's legal. I mean, so there's a lot of things going on that first day. It's going to take a lot of people. So we've been fortunate. We've had a few people call in and email saying they want to become volunteers. So we're going to take up on it this year.
And I think what would be a little easier is last couple years the teams have been housed in Seaford, but this year you're going to be at Sports at the Beach.
Yes, it is. We've one of the big concerns about moving the Second World Series here was the cost of housing in our area, and simply because it's a resort, our housing costs can get very, very high. Last year we spent $80,000 just for one World Series to house in a motel, and I don't know that we could afford to double that. So we looked for housing, and we had talked to Sports at the Beach before, and they made a proposal to us, and we accepted, and we're going to practice there. We're still going to play our games in Roxana, but we're going to be able to house them, feed them, and we won't have to bus them for practice like we had to do. So it should make the overall experience better for everybody.
With the two World Series, how's that affecting your operating costs?
Well, the housing costs we got under control. The food costs are probably going to have a 50% increase. So we're saying $250,000.
What is some of the food that you feed the girls?
Good food. Cater.
Good food. Okay.
The caterers, my turn to cook out of Morrow, and they do an excellent job. And they take into consideration where the girls are from, what they need. Like when the Philippines came in the first year, all they wanted was rice. Okay. So they learn them. They take in consideration any allergies or anything of that nature.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's
like
more
peanuts
than,
or something.
Yeah,
If they can't eat
it's
that.
more than just here's what's put out at dinner tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's
So you're aware of their needs, and you have to kind of accommodate them because they are still young kids.
Yeah, and depending on what time their games are played that night, it's also what they eat, because if they're playing a 5 o'clock game, they're going to have a late lunch. Because nobody wants to eat before a game.
Oh, that's true.
If they're going to have an 8 o'clock game, then they'll probably eat 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then the 5 o'clock kids, when they come back, they'll eat. So it's almost, I'm not going to say 24-hour cafeteria, but it's at least 12 hours, because they start them with breakfast and run all the way through.
And if you have a rain delay, that probably...
Don't even talk about it. we're getting all the rain out.
The food schedule also probably.
It's you see this white hair? It'll be gone.
We had enough rain today, that's for sure.
That's something we're still discussing. But yes, that would change everything, and they have to be flexible enough to do that. And like I said, they've been with us since we went into using motels, and they've done a very good job doing that. But if we get into rain, it's going to be very interesting to see how we can make up these 54 games. Because
aren't the teams there just for a certain amount of time? So
our airplane arrives on the 3rd, and it flies out on the 11th. Between the 10th and 11th, so we can't say, okay, we're going to play Monday. Yeah, they're on their airplane Sunday.
Okay.
So it's and plus the fact you've got the TV coverage, you've got the ESPN or ESPN2. One of those two will be televising the final 2 games, so their schedule is a lot tighter than ours.
How late can you play a game? Is there like a curfew or?
There is, and it's midnight, but we don't want to do that.
Right.
One year we changed the final game. We kept watching the weather report, and we looked like geniuses, but actually we were just lucky. We moved the game to like 1 o'clock, and we finished at 3, and the bottom fell out. Yeah, so it was. We looked like we knew what we were doing, but we didn't. But this year, it's been. The community's really accepted the expansion of this. Our sponsors are up, and Bob Slavin's done a very good job. He's our marketing director of Going Out. We picked up
I was looking at it. Discover Bank, that's pretty big. Nicola's Pizza.
Yeah, he's done a
Harris
very good
Teeter, you said's back?
This is
that's
the 3rd year
time
for Harris Teeter, and it's not only has he done that, but he's also done increased a lot of $1,000 sponsors. But we're still looking, because it's still expensive. We had a budget, we were trying to hit it, and we're about $20,000 short of hitting it. But we still got 2 weeks. Program book probably goes to press middle of July, so we got a little bit of time. If Jimmy Waller would just write us a check, we wouldn't have any problems.
I think he's buying Clear Channel. I think all his money's being used up.
Yeah, I tried that last time I was here too. It didn't work.
Talk about some of the loyal sponsors, because you have some loyal sponsors been with you through the tough times.
County Council's been with us since we ran the Eastern Regionals way back when, and they have, people have to think about when they're anticipating this being a $2.5 million income impact, and those numbers are kind of mind-boggling to me. But when you sit there and think, okay, you've got 1,800 visitors times 7, that's how many motel nights you've got. You've got they've got to eat somewhere. Mm-hmm. They got to shop somewhere. So it makes a major impact. As Bob says when he makes a presentation, you take that kind of investment and get that kind of return. He says, if you told the stockbrokers in one meeting, says, if you can find that investment for me personally, let me know, because I'm going to put my money there. So it's a big return, and tourism has helped us. So they've been there, and we've had Carl Freeman's. They've been a great sponsor. Last January, when we had the press conference announcing this, it is to the point they're almost at $500,000 that they've given us over the 10-year period. And they have, in the very, very beginning, they paid for all the housing. And they rented homes that were not cheap.
Now, with the Extra World Series, what's going to be the financial impact on Rehoboth, Lewis, Dagsboro?
I don't know that we could break it down. I know that the Delaware Tourism has a formula that they use. But to give you an example, on their day off, they take a bus and they go to the outlets, they go different places. Well, we have a program, not sure that we can pull it off this year, but adopt a team. The Chambers would adopt a team. It was a business in Georgetown that the lady gave them, I don't know what it was, put in a bag, but the next day a van pulled up and she made like $800 just off the team. So those type of things are hard to track. It's the best thing we can track is the motel rooms, and I know every place we've housed the kids. They've hated to see us leave, and we hated to leave because we got very close to the community. And it's but unfortunately, with the cost of doing business today, we have to look at every dollar.
Martin, we need to take a commercial break. As we're live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville, more to come with Martin Donovan.
Talk.
And welcome back, live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville. Got my buddy Martin Donovan from also Community Bank.
Yes.
And well-dressed this evening.
Well, when you come from work, that's what happens.
Martin, I want to talk about the ESPN's impact. Last year with just a one World Series, you had one day that they broadcast.
Yes.
Pam Ward had been one of the broadcasters. Now ESPN with the two World Series, 2 days. That has to be huge for the World Series in Roxana.
It's not going to be 2 days this year, but it will be 2 games. So one game is at 11 and the other one's at 3. Okay. The trucks will probably come in on Friday, and that's a neat experience watching. You know, the kids here, it's going to be on TV, it's going to be on TV. So Friday, when we do the semifinals, the 4 teams, and now in this case it'd be the 8 teams that are in the semis, we give them a bio from ESPN for them to fill it out. That's when the impact starts to hit. And the reason we do that so they won't be rushing after the game to try to get it done once they get to the finals. But on Saturday, or Friday night actually, ESPN sets up during the day when they roll in and see the TV cameras and see then after the game, the Pam Ward, she's been down I think almost every year we've been on TV. And they take them in the interview them, and it's a pretty neat experience for the kids.
And Pam Ward, I think she started her career in Salisbury, WMDT.
I think you're right, and I also think, and I'm not mistaken, she's got a summer home in Rehoboth.
Oh, okay.
But that might be why we get her every year.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. She's experienced and
there you go. And,
well recognized.
Yeah, she does a lot for ESPN. I mean, I've heard her do football, and I've heard her do basketball. So she's a master of all trades, I guess.
And ESPN, I think, kind of helped you get the second World Series because
one of the things Little League was. Considering with ESPN, ESPN asked to start negotiating a contract for 2014, and Little League told them, says, well, if you do, we will, but we want more softball. So ESPN asked them to consider consolidating tournaments because it would increase their costs but not really increase their revenue. So about the same time, the World Series director in Kalamazoo, Michigan stepped down, and so did his assistant. So Little League felt it was a good time to experiment to see if we could pull this off. So we'll know August the 11th. So with that, next year...
There will be 2 days.
Next year it'll be 2 days. All the semifinals will be televised next year.
Okay.
And then 2 finals again. So it's ESPN. I know you guys are on the schedule, and I hear it sitting here before in commercials, but I was amazed how tight their schedule is. If they say the first pitch is going to be 1:31 in 20 seconds, it's 1:31 in 20 seconds.
Oh, okay.
There's not 21 seconds. So I mean, it's a whole different world. And walking inside their truck is like walking in a TV studio. You know, it's very very interesting.
And that's one reason why they had to consolidate because of the truck.
The trucks said it costs about $100,000 a day to be there, with the truck and all the help that comes in. So it's not a cheap proposition to bring them in. So but it's a good experience for the girls.
Now we're almost out of time, but big for you is Twitter and Facebook, as
Yes.
people can go out and find out more information on the 2 World Series.
Exactly. This is the first year actually we've really been active on it, and we're looking for interns in particular during the World Series itself, to tweet out the games, the scores, and that type thing. If you go onto our website, you can get the information on that. But our Facebook is LLSFT Ball, WSDE, and the tags is LLSSWS. And Twitter, it would be basically the same thing. So it's, but if you go on our website, you can get that information. And our website is Senior League Softball WS.org. And Big League has its own website. It's the same thing, Big League Softball WS.org. So all the information that you need or anything you want to know about what we're doing, it's there. And we look forward to everybody being there. It's a great experience. I've had people every year tell me that they've been coming back for 5-6 years. They come once and they get hooked. And senior doesn't mean old people like me. It means young people. These 2 tournaments run from age 13 to 18.
Martin, I hate to cut it short, but we're all out of time. Martin, always a pleasure.
Thanks, sir.
Coming up, Jim Weller and Colin Walls as they're going to wrap this show up live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville.
Monday the 24th, 3 to 4:30, Jim. That's what I was writing down.
Monday the 21st, 3 to 4:30. We're going to give you a minute to guess what will be going on. We have a couple things to talk about, but you can ponder that thought. Monday the 24th. I
3
forgot the
p.m.
time.
to 4:30 p.m.
3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Okay, just let your mind. Ground's a little high for me, but I might zip line, and I want to jump in that big inflatable pillow thing or whatever. So sounds like a lot of fun.
You want them to hold it under the zip line the whole way, right?
Right, oh, the whole way, yep. Have you ever zip lined?
I've not, no.
I did it in a cavern. It was pitch dark, and the hardest thing was...
Lincoln?
No, not the one in Lincoln. No, not that one. This was out in, it's called Mega Caverns out in Louisville, Kentucky. And it's the neatest thing. It goes under like 7 lanes of the highway. It's this great
Wow,
big.
I didn't think they had zip lining in the cavern in Lincoln City.
No, not that one. No,
Okay.
they haven't. But they might be getting it soon.
Okay.
But it was neat because, you climb up and it's just pitch dark and you just jump off. You have no idea what's ahead of you, how long it is, or anything.
You know what?
What?
Here's a good Catch It Live investment.
What's that?
There's a cave system in Virginia that's for sale.
Really?
We should buy that. I would love to own a cave.
Jack Riddle, if you're listening.
Martin's here.
Oh, Martin's
he
here.
can sign the paperwork.
He's probably got loan applications right with him.
We want to buy a cave. Can we get a loan for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's trailer storage.
Trailer storage. All right. Well, anyway, we had a good show. We're going to be back again Friday morning here at Jimmy's Grill while Dan Gaffney from the Delaware 105.9. That's FM. 105.9.
On your
does his
FM
show
dial.
on your FM dial. And I hear that knobs are coming back. Have you heard that?
I did not.
Yes. Ford has announced that a lot of people don't like the little buttons, and they're going to start putting knobs and things back on their radios.
Well, that's because nobody could rip the knob off.
That's
set
right.
the 105.9 and rip the knob off anymore.
That's right.
Because there was no knob to rip off.
That's right. So anyway,
You will soon be able to rip your knobs off again.
that's correct. For those of you that made the switch. So anyway, did anybody read that Dan Gaffney was voted Delaware's best? Do you think he was, or
I think he may have been.
if you know, call us now and let us know what you think. Did
Call
Dan
us.
Gaffney win Delaware's best for a talk show radio host? He probably did. But anyway, Friday morning he does a show live here at Jimmy's Grill. They have great pancakes, great French toast. It's like some kind of secret recipe, and it tastes pretty good. So anyway, we invite you to come out and hang out with us or watch us online at catchitlive.com. We are going to be taking off. We got one more Tuesday night here at Jimmy's Grill next Tuesday night. And then after that, we're going to take off the month of July and the month of August just from Jimmy's Grill. We have some really interesting events that we're going to do and stream and be involved in and so on. So we want
We
you
just
to
don't
stay
know what
tuned.
they are yet.
We just don't know what they are. We have not got any signed contracts yet, but we got a lot of conversation going. So anyway, we went to Wilmington today for a lot of conversation. So anyway, we are doing a lot of conversation. All right, what's happening on Monday the 24th, 3 to 4:30?
3 to 4:30. It is the Miss Delaware Golf Classic. We will be broadcasting live from there. Anthony Joseph will be doing a sports show. 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the
Is
Rookery.
Anthony golfing?
Oh, that would be great. Anthony, can you golf?
That could be a show in itself, folks.
Man, I bet he's got a temper. I bet he gets mad and just throws the clubs. No, probably not.
I doubt it.
Okay, so anyway, we're going to be broadcasting live from there, doing a sports show.
Yep.
We've got several guests lined up. I think they may include some former Miss Delawares, maybe a current Miss Delawares, maybe some Miss Delaware contestants. And we'll probably talk to the director that Anthony had on his show earlier today. So it's going to be a great show. Tune in Monday the 24th, 3 to 4:30 p.m. live from the Rookery.
Down in Milton?
No, this is the new Rookery. The
In
Rookery
Milford.
North in Milford. Yep, it's at the Shawnee Country Club.
I used to spend a lot of time at the Shawnee Country Club.
You look like the country club type.
When I was a little kid, I spent all day there.
You know, everybody used to go there when they were
Swimming.
Yeah.
I used to ride my bike there and spend
Yep.
all day. Yep, it was a lot of fun. They had real good French fries. I remember that. Anyway. All
So
right.
many you don't even like French fries now, huh?
I know it, right. I eat so many then. Anything else?
I think that's about it. We're,
Okay, so if you have
I'm
any-
looking forward to this little bit of a break.
It's called a sabbatical. We're taking a
Yeah,
sabbatical.
sabbatical. I'm looking
Right.
forward to it. You know, it's going to give us a chance to explore some
Clear our
other
heads.
things and clear our heads. Yep. When we come back, it's going to be the all-new Catch It Live show. And actually, when we come back, it's going to have a new name. We're going to have a name for this show when we
My
come
2
back.
cents is what I vote for.
I'm voting for the...
Okay.
I know, I got it. The
Okay.
Community Bank Catch It Live show on Tuesday night.
Community Bank, Catch It Live show
On
Tuesday
Tuesday
nights.
.com.
.com.
We're
I
looking for a
I like Jim's 2
big-
cents.
We're looking for a big sponsor that we can
Big.
name this show after.
Yes.
So, if anybody knows a bank that would like to sponsor us, that would be
Its
great.
name starts with a C.
Yes. We would even tour the vault at your place with a camera.
We would. That would be interesting.
That would be
To
interesting.
show people what $5 million in cash looks like.
We're not touring your vault. We're touring their vault.
Oh, okay. All right, well, we got to go. Jack
gotta
Riddle
go.
could be watching, so we don't want to get in trouble. All right, other than that, thanks for watching us.
Thank you.
If you have any ideas, suggestions, thoughts, want to get involved in any way, shape, or form, want us to come to your place and promote something or stream something or whatever, our minds, it may not appear that way, but our minds are wide open. That was Jack Riddle.
I bet that was Jack.
That was Jack Riddle. So anyway, hi, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, Jack. All right, we'll see you all later. God bless you. Have a good night.
Take
and take care. Bye.
Friday morning, 5 o'clock.
Oh,
Tune
yeah.
in.
Yes, for the
5
pre-show
a.m.
show. The pre-show show.
5 a.m. Dan Gaffney Show.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
Good night, Jack. Bye.